Oh, are you a shotgun person?
Like riding in the front seat.
Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe when I was like younger, but now I just don't care. I'd rather drive, honestly, than. But like if I'm riding with you and someone else is with me, I'm not gonna pull that out of my ass and be like shotgun.
Yeah, it's fucking weird to do that. But
Some people fight over that. It's like Jesus Christ, a goddamn front seat. Who cares who has it? Like just get
Yeah.
in.
that's definitely, like you said, it's probably like more of a kid thing. Why is it when we're kids that we want the front of the car but the back of the bus?
Yeah, I know. That's I don't know, dude. That's weird.
Like, kid logic makes no fucking sense.
No,
There is no
dumb.
logic with kid logic. And I ain't
Well,
hating on kids because I'm one myself.
yeah, me too. I'm a kid at heart.
Yeah, so anyway, welcome back, everybody. I don't even know what episode this is. I think it's 38, but I'm not really sure.
I think so.
Something like that. But yeah, welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you guys. We got 2 more subscribers since last time we looked. It's probably it could be more by now. Hopefully, cross your fingers.
Yeah,
But
thank you guys for that.
absolutely, thanks. So I have a clip that I was gonna play. I'm gonna pull it up. I gotta look it up because I forgot to fucking do it because I'm an idiot. Yeah, so you just watched it. I'm gonna play it for the people so they can hear it, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Oh my God, I read TikTok's terms of service. I went down a TikTok rabbit hole yesterday.
Yeah, it's good.
I stayed home, smoked a little weed, and I started reading up on TikTok.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm going to read you this because this is so crazy.
Is it good or bad?
Bad.
So what are you saying? It's a bad place to be?
Listen to this. This is from TikTok's privacy policy.
All right.
It said, we collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address, user region. This is really crazy. User agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purpose, model of your device, the device system, network type, device IDs, your screen resolution and operating system, app and file names and types. So all your apps and all your file names, all the things you have filed away on your phone,
Really?
they have access to that. File names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms. So they're monitoring your keystrokes, which means they know every fucking thing you type.
Wow.
Battery state, audio settings, and connected audio devices where you log in from multiple devices. We will be able to use your profile information to identify your activity across devices. We may also associate you with information collected from devices other than those you use to log into the platform, meaning they can use other computers that you're not even using to log into TikTok. They can suck the data off that. That's what you're agreeing to when you download and start using TikTok. That's wild.
It's insane. My question would be, do you think they did that? They created TikTok just on purpose to have all that?
100%.
Wow.
I think they saw that people are addicted to social media, and they came up with the most addictive version of social media, which is TikTok. It's the most addictive by far. It's the best for sucking people in. My kids are fucking hook, line, and sinkered on that shit. And I know a lot of other people are hook, line, and sinkered to grown people.
It's good.
It's good. And it starts playing things immediately. The moment you turn it on, it's like playing you a new thing, playing you a new thing. You're like, "Ah!" and you just sucked into it. And all the while, it's monitoring your keystrokes, your audio settings. But by audio settings, that means it has access to your microphone. That means it's listening to you right.
Just tell me how it
right
ends,
now.
man.
It ends with China having all of your data. And if they develop
If they
a
get all
sort
the
of
data,
digital
then
currency,
what? Then what?
well, you're fucked.
Or
Because if they look, what's going on in China? I don't know if you've seen this, but they pulled tanks in front of banks to stop people from fucking rioting because they just took all their money. Did you see all that? Yeah. Did you see that shit? No. Oh my God. They have shut down people's accounts, and they're doing a social credit score system in China,
Okay.
and they have digital currency.
Video
Of tanks shows Chinese military exercise, not bank barricade. Yeah, according to China and the AP. But if you see what's going on over there with the digital currency, what they have is the ability to tell you can't buy gas. Like, hey, Theo, we don't like the way you're living your life, so you're not going to be able to buy a plane ticket.
China's a dump, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's cool people, and I like some of the food, but I think it just, I don't know. I don't like the way they're doing it all.
When any military exercise they're doing when they're putting tanks in front of a bank is intimidation at the very least.
Do you think the people
Scaring
there
people
even
at the very
know what
least.
freedom is anymore? Or you think they're just so brainwashed?
They've never had freedom like we have, so no.
So yeah, now that we've listened to that, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I didn't know that about TikTok, and we both have that.
Yeah, I mean, you everybody agrees to a terms of service on every app that you download, and
Right. But a lot of people don't really
most
read
people, yeah, most people don't read that shit. So maybe we should start reading even though it's like 610 pages probably,
it. Right.
but it's too late now. Like, I'm not telling people they should not like delete TikTok. Like, I think Joe Rogan's a pretty valid source because he's a skeptic, so he wouldn't say something unless he actually believed it. But with that being said, I also, just because he said it doesn't mean I necessarily think it's real. I'm not saying it's not real either. What I'm saying is don't take our word for it. Do your own research if you want to go down that hole.
Right.
Like, I don't want us to be the reason why, not that we're huge podcasts or anything like that, but I don't want us to be the reason why an app fails because of misinformation, if that's the case. But just look into some stuff. That's all I'm saying. Look into stuff.
Yeah. Be cautionary because you never know.
Yeah. It's crazy shit though. Like, the thing that stood out to me was like, you can log in on your phone, but it gets access to all the apps on your phone. Therefore, if you have the same Google account on your computer, it can suck the data off your computer just because you have the Google signed in on your computer. It doesn't even have to have TikTok downloaded on it. It's
Right.
crazy.
Think that.
And it also said he said something about keystroke patterns. So that means anything you type. So if you typed in a bank number or routing number or something like that, they have that. If you type in a social security number, they have that.
Right. That's nuts.
It's crazy. They record all that. I don't know if they take all that information. They just record it for whatever the fuck reason.
And that's technically invading privacy.
Yeah, it is until you hit accept terms of service. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the thing. That's how they get you.
Yeah. Once you accept it, you're screwed.
Yep. But like I was saying, Joe Rogan's a good source. I don't think he would say something, and usually he'll talk about, if he doesn't necessarily think whatever he's talking about is true, he'll make a point to say that. But it seemed like he was buying into what he was reading, which he could have been reading from TikTok. So you'd have to kind of believe that if it was coming from TikTok.
Right.
But I didn't see it on TikTok, so I'm not going to say whether it was real or not. But
That's
do your
probably
own research.
Yeah, it's probably whenever you first download it, and then when you
Right.
first open it,
Right.
before you even start anything, that's probably where the terms of service comes in, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe what he did, and then started reading from it.
Yeah, every app has the terms of service. So
Oh, yeah.
there's a game. I don't even know what the fuck the game's called. It's not important, but it has this thing where I don't even know what kind of game it is. Like, it makes a guy that's supposed to look like you for whatever reason. I don't know what the game is, but so you have to take a picture of yourself. So it gives the game access to your camera, and when
Right.
there's certain settings, sometimes apps say like only when using the app, and then some say all the time. So if you allow it all the time, then the app has access to your camera at all times. So if somebody somehow hacks that app, they have access to your camera, which is kind of weird. So
Yeah.
it's harder to hack somebody's I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's harder to hack somebody's phone without an app. But if you have these apps that are you're giving permission to use your camera or microphone or both, then yeah, things get pretty sketchy.
Oh yeah.
So it's not even about the safety of the app itself. It's the safety of like the people that own the app may not be doing weird shit, but it's if somebody else decides they want to, then they can.
Pretty much blackmail you.
Yeah,
No, you're innocent. I mean, you didn't do anything, but someone's portraying as you.
yeah,
So
that's a real thing too. That happens all the time. But
FBI knocking at your door. Like,
yeah,
I didn't do anything. But they ain't
Have you
gonna
ever
believe you because it came supposedly from you. So
right? Speaking of that, have you ever gotten that FBI thing on your computer
I don't think so.
that pops up and it
Uh-uh.
says you're watching child porn or some shit? Like the worst shit you could possibly. It's like a
No.
virus. It's a virus on your computer. It pops up, and you got to pay a certain amount of money as a fine for what you supposedly did. You never had that pop up on your computer before, have you? No? That's a common thing. I've seen a lot of, or I've heard of a lot of people that's, like, I watched a podcast where they talked about having that happen,
Hmm.
but it's like it claims that you watched a bunch of illegal shit, and you have to pay on the app for it literally locks your computer down. You can't get out of it. Like, you can't use your computer until you do something, but I think you can just like turn your computer off and reboot it, and but you have to do a hard reset. You can't, because you can't use your computer.
Right.
So you have to hold the power button. It's crazy what they can do. But that's just like a virus that you can get. But it's not like that one's not necessarily infecting your computer. It's just they get access to your computer to where they lock your shit down, and then you have to pay to get it unlocked. Which is, if anybody has seen that, don't fucking pay, because first of all, benefit of the doubt, you probably weren't doing illegal shit, especially if that pops up.
Right.
And the FBI is going to come to your door. They're not going to make you pay money online to access your computer. Not how that works. Like, they're just going to go. They're going to go straight to the source and put your ass in jail if you're doing illegal shit.
Yeah.
So,
Scary shit though.
yeah, it is.
Trying to control you.
Yep. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but this is actually on the intro for anybody that really pays attention. But my sister made that painting, and what it says on it is a saying that I used to say when I was a little kid. My grandma was a very Christian lady, and I would always walk up to strangers that were smoking when we were at the store or some shit. Like, they'd be smoking outside the store, and I'd walk up to them as a little kid and be like, "Don't smoke those smokers, you go to hell." Or, "Don't smoke them smokers." I don't remember exactly which one I said, but it's not important. I don't know what. I don't know where the connection of going to hell and smoking came from, though. It's kind of weird.
Well, we know a pretty religious lady around here that we used to see when we went to religious ed, and hell, she even like told kids you go to hell if you fart.
For real? See,
Yeah,
that's my problem with religion. I
she's trying to scare it into us. Like,
yeah
no, woman, that's
yeah.
not. No.
Instilling fear is not a way of
Trying to make someone believe in
yeah
God and by instilling fear. Like, no, that's
yeah
dumb.
yeah. That's
It's
not
all about love and caring and loving everybody and all that stuff. It ain't about fear or anything.
yeah.
You
A
know,
lot of
it's about fearing.
yeah. A lot of Christians have ruined religion for people that could have been a religious person if they knew the right way, and the people that didn't know the wrong people that are doing it the wrong way. Like,
Right.
there's so many judgmental Christians out there, which is crazy because that's part of being a Christian. You're not supposed to be judgmental.
Exactly.
Like, the God that they worship is not even judgmental. So it's like,
Right. Yeah, it don't make no sense.
yeah, it don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, it's very contradicting.
Yeah, it really is. And I think that's like the number one thing that turns people off of Christianity or any kind of religion.
Yep.
Because I'm a believer myself, but I don't think uh, scaring people or making them feel bad for not being a certain way is a way of making the world better. I think you either do or you don't, and you should accept people regardless.
Exactly.
Like, I was talking to a guy the other day that was an atheist, and I was like, "Yeah, see, my problem with the Christians that talk to atheist people about God is they reference the Bible a lot. And the thing is, you're discrediting everything that you're talking about by referencing the Bible because atheists don't believe shit that the Bible says anyway. So if you start referencing something that they don't believe in, then you discredited yourself.
Right.
So you gotta go with your internal beliefs. I think those are more. It's easier to respect somebody's internal belief than somebody reciting something that they read somewhere that may or may not be real.
Yeah. It's true, my dude.
Yeah.
But like I've said, like there has to be something because a god, an entity, or something. Because you look at the constellations, man did not put that crap there.
Mm-mm.
Like, how do the stars make the Big Dipper when they're like probably light years away from each other? But yet, when you look up into the night sky, we see that shape. And same with Orion. Like, that's not man-made. So
No. And scientists just believe that it. I like science. Don't get me wrong.
yeah, me too.
Science is credible, but it's when they go into like the Big Bang and shit like that. Like a lot of the stuff that they claim is also kind of like a religion because they're relying on faith that what their information is right. Just
Right.
like we're Christians are relying on our faith that the things in the Bible are right. It's the same thing. You either have a fucking science book or a Bible. It's the same thing, if kind of. They just don't worship. Well, some of them probably do. I don't know, but
And it's also cool that it's almost like magic, even though it's gravity, but just seeing a big rock, the moon,
hmm
in the sky, same with the sun, like it's being held up by nothing but gravity, and it's crazy.
yeah. Which again, gravity is a It's called the theory of gravity if you look it up. So they haven't even proven that it's real yet.
That's supposedly what's holding us down on the Earth. Because if we didn't have gravity, we'd be floating away. So
Right.
but well, the gravity is caused by the Earth's rotation, supposedly, and if the Earth eventually just stopped or even went reverse, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, I watched a few videos on YouTube. Like one of them, shit, it's been a while, so I don't remember the details, but like I know the titles of the videos that I watched. One of them was what happens if a needle hits the ocean at the speed of light, and even though it's just a small needle, the speed of light is so fast that it would cause like chaos, pretty much. Like there'd be no water left in the ocean because it would boil, shit like that. I think. I don't know for sure if that's really how it works, but which they don't either because it's never happened. So you can't really. You can only go so far with something that you've never seen before.
Right.
Same with religion. So I can definitely respect somebody that doesn't believe in God. Going back to that because nobody really knows.
I do.
Trying to think. Like, hell, me and my dad yesterday, I believe, we're talking about like thousands of years ago, or even the Egyptians, like how in the hell do they build the pyramids and stuff
Yeah.
like that with such precision and stuff when they didn't have tools like that, and plus all the hieroglyphics that even show like stuff that they're pointing out in the sky. Could have been aliens that helped them or even just did it for them. We don't know. But there's no real somewhat proof. I mean, like, nothing actually got recorded besides the hieroglyphic that they put on the walls. That's the only recordings of alien life besides
Right.
some videos, but they could be faked easily nowadays and stuff like that. But some of these huge monumental like buildings and stuff that's been built, like the Aztecs, they have pyramids too, and those things are huge, and it take like 20,000 people to probably build one freaking pyramid. So it's crazy, dude. I don't know how they did engineer all that stuff when we can't even duplicate that shit today.
Yeah. With the technology that we have.
Exactly. We have such advanced technology and
Yeah.
all that shit. We can't even duplicate what they did, and it's like, so it could. I'm not saying it is, but it could have been aliens, man. We don't
Could have been.
know because we weren't there. So
Right. Yep.
only they know, and they're all gone now.
Yeah. Speaking of technology, glad you went there because I have a theory that it's not a hill I'm willing to die on or anything, but I have a theory about technology, and it's that the government like is in charge of all technology, obviously,
Right.
and I think they like maybe even in the 1800s some of this shit probably existed, but only they used it because they have the military equipment is way more high tech than anything that we can have, even still.
Right.
So I think the stuff that we're using now, they had then, and somehow it got leaked and it got released, and then that's why it sped up so much because technology was like this, like the internet, and then like the internet came out, and then they started making computers that were not as big as a room,
Right.
And then now all of a sudden we have a computer in our hand that is more powerful than the computer that they sent to the moon in a spaceship.
Yeah.
So my theory is that shit, like, no pun intended, blasted off, and that's why it sped up so much at a certain point because it got leaked and people got a hold of it and just went crazy from there.
Yeah. Possibility.
Yeah.
And same with like supposedly time travelers, motherfuckers on old videos holding something that looks like a cell phone to their head.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
like
there's
even way before your cell phones were even thought of.
right. That could have been that very well could have been a government official off work. You know what I mean?
True. So we don't know.
And I'm not talking about the government as in. I'm talking more like NASA because the military equipment, shit like that.
Right.
Like I'm not talking about our leaders, which they probably have some weird shit too that I don't want to know about. But there's all kinds of shit
Yeah.
going on.
They're good at trying to cover stuff up. Even though there's been some people that's worked for them, either retired or something, and they leaked some stuff
Yep.
about like aliens and hell, this one dude supposedly a time traveler. He was supposedly from somewhere. They couldn't even find it on the map. They found it, but it wasn't that same name he was supposedly telling them. It was some different type of country name. But he's like, no, that's where I'm from. And then eventually they even locked him in a room and he disappeared.
That's crazy.
I forget the guy's name, but it happened a long time ago. But yeah, it's a weird like paradox type thing. Like maybe he was a time traveler or something, but I forget the country where he's supposed to be from too. But and it's actually an interesting video to watch.
Yeah, I think the time of real information that people like had, like this, the regular people, like your average person that doesn't go to college or not go to college, but isn't aware of shit that the higher ups are. I don't
Right.
know if I explained that very well, but they, where the fuck was I going with that? This is my one time. They shit. Fuck. Help me. Help.
Help!
Help. Help me. The government got in my brain and made me forget about that because I was about to release some heavy shit. No.
Probably.
It's hard telling. I don't even fucking know what I was saying now.
Ooh.
Gotta love it.
Oh, Shiza. I think I know what he was getting at. No, I know what you mean.
What was I even saying? If you can tell me what I was saying, I might be able to pick it back up.
Something about well, it was government. I think.
I can't
I hate
remember.
you.
Yeah, I know, dude. Me too. No, I'm kidding.
Jacob's fault.
Yeah, blame him.
Like, do you have any other theories you've thought of that could be maybe possible?
I think I talked about the plane. I don't know if I talked about it on here. But the planes. I don't think that's possible, or I don't think that's real. It's possible. Anything's possible. I don't think it's real. Planes aren't real.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I've talked
yeah,
about that
but
on here. But if you really, I guess I could break it down so it makes more sense. Because when you say it like that, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, you psycho? But like when you get inside of a plane, you don't really know if that thing takes off because you're inside of it, and it's like, oh yeah, there's windows. It's like, yeah, but the way technology is nowadays, they can make those windows look like, or they can make a TV look like a fucking window. Like they could do that shit.
right.
I'm like I said, I don't actually believe this. I think it's just fun to kind of talk about it, but it's a fun conversation. But there's no proof. There is proof because you can see a plane take off, but that's about the only proof there is that you see a plane take off from the ground. If you didn't even see that, like if there was some kind of like hidden place they go before they take off, then that would add more credibility to what my theory is. Because if there's no proof that they ever take off, then it's like, well, what the fuck? But I guess if we go really deep, we could say that like in every airport there's a what do you call that thing? It's like a screen, but it's in the air. What the fuck's that
Uh,
called?
I don't know. I forget. But it tells you when your flight is and all that.
No, I'm talking about like a like if I shined a light and it went 3D, it like made something in 3D. What the fuck's that called?
Oh, the projection.
Yeah, but it's like not on a surface. It's like it is the surface. Like the shit that they used on Iron Man, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Almost like a 3D projector or something.
Yeah, yeah. What if they made a huge one of those in every airport and it wasn't even an actual plane because you can't walk up to a plane in the airport unless you're walking up to
Outside.
it to get on it. Like you
Right.
have to be getting on it to be walking up to it. So as an outsider, you could be seeing a fake plane. Like maybe the area that they take you, they like somehow turn you around in the airport and you think you're going to the place that everybody can see where the planes are taking off, but really you're going to this area where nobody can see. So so they have this thing that looks like a plane going into what you think is the sky, but really it's a fucking hologram is the word I was looking for.
There it is. Yeah, hologram. Projection, hologram, whatever. Same thing to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Projector machine.
Yeah, holograms are pretty cool though. Eventually, be able to, like Iron Man, like you said, be able to grab them, touch them,
Yeah.
feel them,
Which is
throw them
crazy to me.
somewhere. That'd be cool though.
Just like they have those phones on there. It's like a piece of glass, but it's got shit. It's crazy how
Right.
I don't even know if that's real or not, but
Well, if they studied movies and see how it looks like and stuff like that, they might be able to reverse engineer and actually make it real.
yeah, probably.
Because I've been thinking about that quite a bit about reversing your age and making you younger and you wouldn't be immortal, but you'd be able to continuously reverse your age and make you younger and even choose like if you wanted a six pack, you can make yourself have a six pack. You didn't want no hair on your body, you can do that.
Well,
And get rid of all diseases in you and basically you'd be back to brand new and you could take a certain age you want to go back to and all that shit.
that brings me to a different conspiracy theory, I guess you can call it. Um, shit, I lost that one too. What was that you were talking about? My brain's just not working today for some reason.
Just now?
Yeah.
Well, I seen it on a movie. I've been trying to figure out what movie I seen it on. There's this woman that lays on this bed, and this like ring that goes around like comes towards her, and it has this like light, like golden light, shining down on her body, and it's making her younger.
Younger. That's okay. So the theory on age, you know that 23andMe that Google does,
Oh yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
you spit in a thing and send it your DNA to
Yeah,
figure out where you're from, who your ancestors are, and shit. Well, the
yeah. I heard
theory
do that.
the theory on that is that so they're working on. I guess they're working on. I don't know if they are or not. Don't take my word for anything because I'm just an idiot talking. But apparently they're working on technology where if you insert younger DNA into your system, you can reverse your age. So the theory is if you are younger, like they're more reaching out to kids with this 23andMe through YouTube, which Google owns. Uh, they have these kids spit in a fucking tube, and then 20 years later they have this thing where they're like, "Hey, I want to reverse my age." It's like, "Oh yeah, well remember you spit in that thing 20 years ago. Well, we'll sell you that DNA for $10,000 if you want to reverse your age." So maybe they're storing all
Hmm.
this shit all in one area, and they know exactly whose tube belongs to who, and they still have it all.
Right.
That's the theory,
Hmm.
which I don't know if that's possible. It's possible. I don't know if it's true.
Now there's some. I just watched a video on Vsauce.
Oh, I like him.
Trying to, there are scientists that are trying to. There's a guy that wrote a book about it, about reversing your age and stuff like that. They've already done some of it in mice. Like there's two twin mice. One was still young looking, one looked old, but they're exactly the same age.
Hmm. Now, is
So
that looks or is that legitimately reversing your age?
yeah, his like well, they technically sped up the older mice or mouse's age, and the other one was just still the normal. He was aging still normal, but the other one they sped up his age,
Hmm.
and the other one that was still young looking was just still normal, and but yet they're still the exact same age though, but one aged faster. But they're also working on reversing your age too. That has to do with like your DNA and your chromosomes and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Because
I don't.
as you grow older, stuff like decays and
Right. Inevitably, you you can't control that.
supposedly aging is a disease that they're trying to cure.
Hmm.
If you think about it,
Oh yeah, as soon as you're born, you're starting to decay. The earth, your everything is designed to go back into the earth. So
right?
I think the reason why people die probably is because eventually things are going to start falling off. So they're before that happens, your soul has to leave your body because that would be kind of painful. I mean, think about the decaying process, but being alive during it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But if they can stop that, or even reverse it, or even bring people back from the dead, that'd be crazy, dude.
Yeah, I don't know about bringing people back because I don't know if that's possible or not.
Well, like that light bed I was telling you about, like if you just laid some bones in there in the correct order and they just pretty much put them back together with skin and muscle and all that stuff, and they came back to life,
Yeah,
that'd be nuts. And they exact same way, but younger, and they
yeah,
can live. And once you can do that process, like even people that are alive, they can do that process of going back to a younger age as many times as they want. They can go back to a young age, live for 30, 40 years, and do the process again, go back to a certain age, live another 30, 40 years, do it again, like endless process to where technically you're like immortal, but you're not. You're just always reversing your age over and over again, but living over 100 years because you just keep reversing your age whenever you hit a certain age. Plus,
Yeah.
it also eradicates cancers and diseases and viruses and all that shit too. So you're always healthy.
Yeah. I don't know if the human brain is designed to live as any longer than we averagely live. I don't even know if that's a word or not, but like I
It'd
think
be possible.
the suicide rate would probably rise for a lot of old people. Like if you make it to 200 years old, you'll have enough. And you'll be like, "Fuck this. I'm out." Like I'm done with this. Oh, I know what I was going to say earlier. You talking about reversing ages? There's a video of this guy that apparently met himself because he went through a time machine. But the only
Oh yeah. And tattoo.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I saw that. Dude, that is crazy.
But the only problem with that is what I was getting into was the way technology. There's like a maybe 15-year period of time where credibility for like information was credible for that certain amount of time in history is what I'm saying. Like 15 years in history of all time, because like way back in the day there was no computers at all. There was no, you had to paint somebody, you couldn't even take a picture of them, so there was no way of tracking who was who. So anybody could say, "Hey, I'm George Washington, I'm your president." And how many George Washingtons were there that people thought was actually George Washington? You know what I mean? Like nobody really had seen him before because there's no TV. You know what I mean? He didn't do a speech on TV. He did it around a crowd of people, probably,
Yeah.
if those people were lucky enough. So there was and then technology came out, and I think for that 15 years, information was credible for what the cameras picked up, right? And then technology advanced from there, and now you can tweak that technology and make it what you want it. So, like that guy that met himself, you can do that now. You can make it look like you're talking to yourself on camera now, and that's easy. That's like light work for an editor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, as far as information that you witness and see, it was only maybe not even 15 years, but I'm going to say, just to be generous, 15 years, that information was actually credible. Because now it's whether or not you believe it, because you don't know what's real and what's not anymore because of how advanced technology is. Versus before, there was no technology to prove that anything was real.
Yeah, because now you can just edit the hell out of shit and,
Right.
like you said, make it how you want it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Me, I wouldn't. If I actually caught like a UFO or a Bigfoot or something on video, that would just be straight on my video. I would not be throwing that crap in there just to get views or likes or anything. Like, that'd be the real legit thing.
Yeah, raw file.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to have one of my buddies dress up as Bigfoot or an alien or something and say, hey, let's make this look real and post a video and get a bunch of likes and views and whatnot. No, I want to catch something that's legit and then post it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
I have a
like all
thought
that
on
fake crap.
Yeah, I have a thought on aliens too. What if aliens are just like us, but like,
Way more advanced.
well, maybe not even. Like, what if they're literally just humans like us, but if they visit us, we like we on Mars we dropped a ship, or not a ship, but a fucking that robot down there. So if there
Oh.
any if anything did live on Mars and saw that, they would assume that that is a extraterrestrial being. But really,
Right.
it's just the technology of a human. But they don't know that because they've never seen a human. So what if the extraterrestrial being that would eventually find us and reveal itself was just a piece of technology of somebody just like us? That maybe they are more advanced, but they're still just like us. Like they just have more information scientifically.
Yeah, could be true.
So you think it's
We
like a
don't know.
scary, yeah, you think it's like a scary alien or some shit, but a huge piece of equipment is all it really is.
Right. Yeah, I just
Like,
watched a new movie called Nope. It
nope.
was pretty good. It was by actually Jordan Peele
Hmm.
made the movie, and it was really good. And it was technically about like a supposedly UFO or alien, and towards the end there, it got pretty wild. So I'm not gonna say much, but it's a really damn good movie. And the title of the movie is in the movie because the guy says nope quite a few times, like nope, screw this,
Sounds
because
like
you
my
know in horror
mom when I was.
movies,
Sounds like my mom when I was a kid.
because you know
Love
in
you,
horror
mom.
movies, African Americans don't stick around. They're like nope, see ya. So that's pretty much somewhat of what they portrayed in that movie Nope, because that's what African Americans do when there's danger. They don't go towards it like stupid white people do. They go away
Yeah,
from it.
literally, dude.
So they're smarter. And just get the hell out of there. Don't go towards the danger. Get the hell out
Yeah,
of there. Like in real life, I think even myself, like I wouldn't go towards something I heard. I might be a little curious, but I ain't gonna be like, "Oh, what is that?" And I'm dead.
yeah. No, I'd pretend I don't exist until it goes away. I just
Jump in
curl
my
up
car
into
and
a ball
get the
and
hell out of here.
yeah,
I'll sit in my car and then jump out of my car and try to run
yeah.
as fast as I can without killing myself just from running.
Dude, that was like a huge thing for me, especially at your old house, because I had that weird vibe there.
Especially the upstairs, like
Yeah.
just
Well,
going past
anytime
the
I'd leave
stairs.
there, I would check the fuck out of my car because I always thought I locked my car when I was at your house too. Because
Don't
I
blame me.
wanted to make sure that. Now, I didn't look if I locked my car because it's, whatever. I would make sure the windows aren't busted, but yeah, I would check my car if I forgot to lock it to make sure that there's nobody in my fucking trunk or some shit. Because
Right.
that was like a big fear of mine to hear like a gun while I'm driving. Like, holy shit, at night? Fuck that.
And especially coming from that place.
Yeah.
It did look like a haunted house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it was
had
just,
weird vibes too about the upstairs when it was completely dark up there. I
yeah.
always had that lamp on in the living room, and when I had my back turned towards the stairs, I always had that weird feeling like I was being watched.
Yeah, that's what I mostly felt there is just that aura of something. There was definitely some kind of a presence there.
And like I told you, I've seen a couple black shadows like go across the
Yeah.
door in my dining room from the game room. So something could have been there. I don't know for sure though. I never caught it on camera or nothing, but I have seen out of my peripherals something. and I just can't explain it. I never
Yeah.
heard voices or anything.
It's crazy shit.
Well, that one door behind me in that game room, a couple times came a little bit open, all by itself, all by itself. Even though there was a chair in the way, it wouldn't open all the way. But I always made sure that was like secured and locked. But yet, a couple times it's come unlatched and opened up a crack.
Fuck that.
I remember looking at it, and then I noticed it was closed, as it normally is, and not too long from that, and then I saw it open. But it could have been from me going in there, and the other door that leads into there, I sort of slammed it, and that could have caused like some air pressure for it to unlatch. And
Yeah.
but it was an old door and had a latch, and then on top you pull this one thing up, and it pushes down on the latch to keep it locked. Well, I've done that, so I don't know if it like shook loose because I slammed the other door a little bit, and then eventually it just popped open due to the air or what. But there's a couple times it's been cracked open. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that would fuck with me.
Plus, my
Yeah.
buddy Matt, he didn't want to tell me when he was there, but that same black shadow, like I guess, went up to his face. Like turned around and was like right there.
Mm-mm.
But I didn't want to say nothing that night it happened. But then eventually he told me, yeah, that's what happened. I'm like, oh shit, man.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like not me, sir.
I'd shit my pants. Out of that would be like my defense mechanism.
But also, I swear I saw somebody, or maybe it was a black figure, where my Mortal Kombat arcade was. I can see the reflection of
Yeah, I remember you telling me
light,
that.
and it looked like someone peered around the door
Uh-uh.
a couple of
Fuck
times.
that. Even if it was a real person, I'd still be freaking out.
Yeah, it was just me, so I always lock my front door, and there's no other way in the house
I just got
besides
goosebumps
the
thinking
window.
about that. Even though you told me that before, it still fucks with me. Fuck. Yeah, I always lock this house down. I don't have any ghost-like presences here that I know of, but I feel like I'd know by now. I've been here over a year, but
Right.
I just want to make sure no humans are in here because that's a fear of mine, is to get home and somebody's in my house. Like, fuck that. I got security.
I've seen some YouTube videos of someone living in the walls
Yeah, I
and come
saw.
out during
I
the
saw.
night.
Yeah, I saw a video of this woman that lived up in their uh, attic, and this guy was he was talking to his wife or his girlfriend or something. Food came up missing in their house, and
Mhm.
he was joking around with her. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna set up a camera and fuck you caught me," kind of thing. They'd laugh about it. Well, it was this bitch in the fucking attic that was coming down eating her shit at night. And there was even a part where he heard something in the middle of the night, and he walked in there, and she was fucking still down there. She was just hiding. She was like right next to him. And he walked in there and like got something out of the fridge, and then or I don't even know what he did, but she pissed in the sink after he left, and then she went back up. Yeah. Yeah, I guess she lived in there for a couple weeks, from what the police
Oh, wow.
gathered. Yeah. Crazy shit. Luckily,
screw
nobody
that.
can get in my attic. There's a bunch of boxes and shit up there that there's no way they could get to it unless they took it all down. And I'd know that right away.
Right. Yeah, yours like sort of like a crawl space attic, isn't it?
I don't even know. I've never been up there, but I'm assuming it is.
Okay. Now ours is too. It's out in the garage. That's
Those are
pretty high up there, so you basically
yeah,
have to have a ladder. You wouldn't be able to just stand on a chair and get up in there.
yeah, yeah. You got higher ceilings than I do, so I would assume yours probably would be a crawl space, cat attic.
Yep.
Those things suck.
Now, now their old house on the farm, it was stairs that led to the attic,
Yeah,
full attic, which I actually liked going up there when I was a kid. Never was scared or anything.
see all the rafters and shit.
Yeah, plus my parents had a shit ton of stuff up there.
Yeah,
Decorations mostly.
yeah. That's where my dad puts his.
Now it's all down in the basement here. Seems like every year my mom adds more and more decorations that she wants to buy, and it's like, Jesus, woman.
But yeah, I think that's probably a good place to wrap this thing up. It's a pretty good episode, I thought. Talked about some crazy shit. Not crazy shit, but
Not,
deep
not
shit.
editing.
Huh? Yeah, well, fuck it.
But yeah, I thought it was a good episode so far. I should be able to be up there next weekend,
All right, sounds good, son.
so I can be on camera.
On a real camera instead of the
Yeah,
pixelated ass shit.
yeah.
But appreciate everybody for watching, subscribing,
Well,
doing all that shit.
thank you guys.
And we will see you next week for episode 39. Sign?
See you. Have a good one.